Hey everyone! Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Amy and I'm 23 and I'm from New York. And welcome to my channel. I will try my best to post as much as possible, but there's not exactly guarantees, but I really do want to. I'll get into what the videos are going to be about later on, but for now, and excuse my wardrobe, I look really fancy for no reason, but I'm going to church in a bit, like really soon. So I'm going to try to make this video like as quick as possible so I don't take up your time as well. And hopefully you'll stick around to the end. So basically I'm going to be answering the 5 W's and the how. Something we learned in school, but it really does help you get to know someone and just why I'm here. So, and I'm sorry if I look down a lot. I wrote down like the key things I want to talk about so I don't go off. But basically, let's start with the who. Who is YWAM? YWAM is short for Youth with a Mission, even though they don't only accept like young people. They accept anyone. But basically, who YWAM is, they're an organization that trains people to do missions, to be missionaries, and yeah, they're located all around the world. So if you want to learn more about who they are and what you can do with them, then just go on their website, just Google it, YouTube it. They have videos and many other things to like further explain who they are, and you might end up liking it. So what will I be doing? So I'll later explain how I discovered YWAM, but I've decided to apply to the DTS, which is Discipleship Training School, and I will be going for 5.5 months. The first phase, in like 2.5 months, I'm going to be training, and it's the lecture phase, it's called, and we're going to be studying the Bible and just like training for when we do outreach and actually put everything we've learned into action. The second part is outreach, which is also like the following 2.5 months. We're going to be going to a different country and putting everything we've learned and trained into action, which I went in January to like a week missions trip from school. I'll further explain that later as well. So what we did there was we worked with children, we did construction and street evangelism. So I'm assuming it's going to be like similar. And by the way, they have like a whole bunch of different programs like cosmetology, surfing, nursing, just like a whole bunch. So the one that I chose is compassion. So you can look into that. When will I be leaving? I will be leaving September 22nd. Today is August, oh my god, what's today? August 5th? Yes, August 5th. So I have about, give or take, a month and a half left. Very soon. I bought my ticket already, so I have to go. Where will I be going? I'm going to Mexico, Mazatlan. Why did I decide to go? Now, this is the longer portion, the longer answer, but bear with me. I'm going to try to condense my life story as much as possible. Let's see, my life story. It all started when I was about 12 or 13. I was a teenager, and my parents divorced. Now, the part where they divorced isn't what took a toll on my life. What took a toll on my life was, I'm sorry, Dad. I love you and I have forgiven you, you know that. But to explain my story, I need to fully say everything. Well, not fully, but. So basically, my dad's actions are what really took a toll on my life. We all make mistakes though, and I've forgiven him now, but it did take a long time. But yeah, so my dad's actions and the way hurt me a lot, and the way my mom was hurt, and just seeing her suffer because of our living situation and just different things, that really hit me hard. So after that, I rebelled a bit. I started drinking, I started doing drugs, anything to escape and to just forget about everything I was going through, you know. I know that's a really common thing for teenagers within divorces, but yeah, it happened to me. And unfortunately, I know many of you are like, wait, I don't understand how somebody can use alcohol to escape, but we do. I did. Past tense. So yeah, I went through all of my teenage years. Throughout the years, I just did things that I'm not proud of, and it was a bad time for me. I had lost myself. So then, let's see, I was 20, I believe, when I fell in love for the first time. It was a real, my longest relationship. It was something amazing. I was happy, but then I wasn't. And then we had to part ways. And I think that also took a toll in my life. Not so much the breakup, how girls get where they get so depressed because they can't live without the person. No, it was not that. It was the fact that I knew that God was telling me, this is not the person I have planned for you. As great as he is, he's a wonderful person. And coming to terms with that was the hardest thing for me, because I loved him, and in my head that was the person I was meant to marry. And so I constantly would ask God, why can't you just make him that person? And I just didn't want to accept that. And that was the hard thing for me, even though I knew obviously this isn't working out, this isn't the person. But yeah, so then after that, I don't know, I was trying to come back to God, but sometimes when you're trying to do better in life and better yourself, it's the enemy attacks. He doesn't want to see you succeed. So I was going through things. I really was going through it. I was trying so hard to better myself, but it was I kept being pulled back. And so one day I woke up in a really bad situation. I hit rock bottom. It was something really bad happened to me, and it just was the worst time in my life. And it was a very, very difficult time for me. Hopefully one day I'll be able to fully explain the situation, but it was a really difficult time for me, and I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Hopefully, this program will help me be able to one day, talk about it. But as of now, I can't. And yeah, after that, I fell into a huge depression where I really hated myself. talking about it is it's not easy, and that's why as of right now I can't go into details, but because of that I just get so emotional. But um, yeah, I hated myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I became suicidal. Like, I just felt disgusted in myself. But then I was still trying to better myself and just love myself and just forgive myself for all the damage that had happened. And so then I started Nyack College. It's a private college. It's an amazing one. And in January, this past January, we went on a business trip, a business missions trip to Mexico, Cancun. And that's where it all began. That's how I discovered YWAM and who they were and everything they had to offer. And I loved it. It was like life transforming. It changed my life for the better. And I still struggle. I'm still struggling, Every day is a challenge for me, but I'm doing way better. And I'm not gonna lie, partly because of that trip. So on the last day of the trip, as we were leaving, we met the people who were showing up, which were the group of DTS from Mazatlan, Mexico. And that's how I discovered Mazatlan, Mexico, their program. And so this guy comes up to me and he's like, I know you from somewhere. Like, I know you're not going to believe me, but you were in my dream. Like, I remember you from my dream, and I know that was you. And then he just started telling me things that God was wanted to do in my life and just plans he had for me. And, anyone, like, would be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, that's amazing. But, like, within, like, a few weeks and days, you just, like, get over it. You just brush it to the side, and you're like, oh, well, it happened. That was amazing. And time to move along. But God is like so great, because it didn't end there. Even when I got back, there were random people who didn't know me who would approach me and say things within like the same thing that that person said in Mexico, and they were just telling me what God had for me. Like, whenever I would go to a different church or an event, they would someone would approach me and just have a message from God to me, and it all like tied in. And I was like, wow, okay, God, seriously? Like, I was like, you know what, I have to just obey, I have to just listen. So I was just like, let's do this. I'm gonna do it, no matter how hard it is to like leave my mom, because I love my mom. I lived with her and my sister like my whole life. I'm sorry, my mom is everything to me. But so that was like really hard for me, but I'm like, I just need to listen to him, listen to God, and just go for it. Take a leap of faith, even though it's really difficult. But here I am, and I'm doing it. And so now the last one. So that's how I got to where I am today. This is where the last question, how do I plan on doing this? I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really hard. Up until today, it's been so hard to save up money and to do this, but I'm going for it. I got my ticket, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a leap of faith and just go for it and trust God that He's in control and it's gonna be okay, Everything that I thought, I like to plan things, and I like things to go accordingly, which this isn't. So for me, it's a challenge as it is. But this is, what I have to do, and I know it's my calling as of right now to do this. So this is where you guys come in. How am I going to do this? With the love and support of all of you. I know some of you know me and some of you don't, but I just hope that everything, excuse my phone. I just hope that everything that I've talked about today will somehow like touch you, and you'll be able to say, hey, I want to support her. Not necessarily financially. Of course, finances are important and I need it, but mainly like just support and just be caring of this whole thing, because it's not only for me, it's for the people in need. And of course, like when I get back, I want to teach people what I've learned. And yeah, so if you can support me in finances, I'd really appreciate that. I'm gonna link all the links to my GoFundMe, my information down in the description, and you can support me like that. You know, any dollar counts, any quarter, anything counts. It really does. I need to raise, at this point, I need to raise $5,000 in a month and a half. Is a stretch. It's not gonna be easy, but it's okay. Like, I have faith that God is going to make a miracle and He's going to do great things. It's going to be okay. And aside from finances, just support me and, you know, just be there for me and follow me on this journey. And that's what these videos are going to be about. I'm going to try my best to vlog my journey and just show people what I'm going to be doing, which is hopefully I want to touch lives. I want to help people, and I know that's what I've been called to do. So thank you for watching, and I'm sorry if this video was a drag and long, but if you stuck to the end, thank you so much, and I love you guys. So may God bless you, and have a great day.